Alright, shalom, shalom. I want to start off this lesson by saying all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH, forgive me, spirit, through this lesson. I do want to give double honor to the Apostle GREATMILLSTONE for teaching the truth by using precepts upon precepts and line upon line. And this lesson I do want to get into today is about the prophecy that's about to come to pass to Esau, Edom. Alright, the Edomites, the wicked of the wicked. Our scripture says in Romans chapter 9:13, as is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right, and the Most High is about to bring harsh judgment upon the Edomites. Why? Because they have done many wickedness toward the children of Israel. All right, but the question is, who are the Edomites today? Where are they? And that's a good question that we should ask. But Great Millstone already figured it out, and everybody else figured it out. And the Edomites today is white people. How can we prove this? And that's easy, is by figuring out where they live. If we go to Genesis chapter 36 and 8, it says, "Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir." Esau is Edom. All right, right. So if we search up this word Mount Seir, right? Let's just put copy, go here, then press paste, and like right here, Mount Seir. All right, if you see this and go to images, you can see Mount Seir has many architectures in it. All right, within Mount Seir you will see stuff like this, all right, and this. When you see these objects or this images, and I think this is in Petra, somewhere in Petra in Mount Seir. Yeah, Petra. It says it right here under the image, Petra, Jordan. So when you see these architectures, who in this nation today that you know make these type of architectures? Well, that's America. Because if you go to DC, let's go DC, right? D.C. Government buildings. Let's put that. Government buildings. It shows this, right? Of course, go to images. It shows these. Same architecture. The same architectures. You can see it. Because Mount Seir, that's in Edom, and the people that's in DC that's ruling America are the same people. Those are white people. Alright? Those are the same people. Why do you think their buildings are the same? Because they are the same people. Why do you think they call the Caucasian people, white people, Caucasian? Because they used to live in the mountain, the Caucasus. Alright? The Edomites and white people are the same. So now, since we just, did that quick search and literally do a quick comparison of how the buildings are similar because they are the same people, they built the same thing, what's going to happen to the white people or the Edomites? Well, that's easy. We'll just go to Obadiah. And this is prophecy. This is going to happen in the future. It's not happening right now, but it's going to happen in the future. Let's go to Obadiah. Chapter 1. Let's go to verse 3. Let's start at verse 3. Well, actually 10. Let's do it there. Because it reads what's going to happen to them. So Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10. It says this: "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, thou shalt be cut off forever." What did the Edomites did to Jacob? Alright, or known as Israel. Alright, who are the Israelites today? So-called Negroes, Latino, Native American. So let's rephrase this. What did the white people do to the Negroes, Latino, Native Americans? Alright, that's easy. They have raped, robbed, and murdered the children of Israel. And the good evidence of this is the slave trade. Many they did many horrific things to the children of Israel in the past, and the Most High have not forgotten it. That's why it says Obadiah 1:10, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right. And the day that thou stoodest in the other side, and the day that strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreign enter into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. So when other nations ransacked the Israelites, so-called News like to Native American in the past, you Edomites were partaken of it. All right. But as thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, and that he became a stranger, neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. A good evidence of them being proudful and rejoicing in the day of the Negroes like to Native American downfall was the holidays, like Thanksgiving, when they slaughtered the Native Americans, or Black Friday, when they sold all the Negroes like to Native Americans in cheap prices. That is proof of the Edomites, or white people, being joyful of the day of their downfall. Verse 13, it says, thou shouldst not have entered in the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldst not have looked on their on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. And a good proof of the Edomites laying hands and, afflicting Israel and taking away their stuff is 70 AD. 70 AD was in the day when the Edomites ransacked Israel and defiled the temple. All right. And that's a good proof of it, of them having laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Because in their calamity, the Romans just murked them, destroyed them, did horrific things, damn near sticked jakes on the staff and hang them on the hot ass sun, like hang them. Some of them cut their bellies open. Some of the Edomites did that. Some of the Edomites cut the pregnant woman belly open, took out the baby and killed the baby. That's what the Edomites did. All right. Neither shouldst thou have stood in a crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldst thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all heathens. As thou hast done to it shall as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy war shall return upon thy own head. So everything that Edomites have done, all right, is going to return on their head. So that means all the slavery that happened, all the history that happened in the slave trade, everything that you guys know of, all this is going to return back upon your own head. This, y'all was rejoicing. This, y'all was rejoicing. Everything you see right now is going to happen upon the Edomites and then later on in the future when YAHAWASHI come, and that is the future prophecy. That is what's going to happen to the Edomites. For the day of the Lord is near upon all heathens. The Edomites are considered as heathen too, the worst of the worst. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy war shall return upon thy own head. So everything I've done to children of Israel shall come after the Edomites. Everything. All right. So now everything that happened to the children of Israel is going to happen to you Edomites. So verse 18. Let's go down to verse 18. So we go simply. And it says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken of it. So in the future, the Esau, or the Edomites, are known as the white people, because we already know who they are, right? Look at the infrastructure, who created this, white people, so they're the white people. There are going to be what? Not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken. Meaning that later on in the future, when Esau is going to slavery, when they serve that slavery sentence, the Most High is going to one day be like, all right, after that slavery sentence is over, you have to be eradicated from earth. And that is the future prophecy of Esau, Edom. So technically, the white people is going to be put in slavery, and they're going to be eradicated forever. That is what's going to happen to the Edomites. All right, let's get further proof if y'all think that I'm just, speaking on my ass. Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 35. And this is all in the scriptures. This is not me just, just making it up. This is what's going to happen. Literally what's going to happen. Let's go right here. Yeah, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 35. The whole chapter of Ezekiel is about the Esau-Edom downfall, but we're gonna go straight to the point. Let's go to this scripture real quick. It's right here, Ezekiel chapter 35. Let's go to 5. Because thou has had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel, so-called Negroes to Native American, by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord YAHAWASHI, I prepare thee unto the blood, and blood shall pursue thee. So if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Meaning that everything I've done to the children of Israel and all the wickedness you have done is going to come after you, you Edomites, or you Europeans, or you white people. It's going to come after you, you so-called white people. Because you're not actually called whites. You're actually called the Edomites. You are actually the Edomites. You're not white people. There's no such thing as whites. All right? You can't name a race of your color. That's the stupidest thing you could do. All right, so you are all Edomites, and since you have done these things in the past, the Most High is gonna come after you for it. All right, you reap what you sow. Let's go down to verse this one. It says this: thus with your mouth ye have boasted. No, well, let's go to verse 12. Ezekiel 35 verse 12, it says this: and thou shalt know that I am the Lord YAHAWASHI, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which I have spoken against the mountain of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Tenderly you made fun of us. All right, the Most High have heard all the blasphemies, or all those slanders you have said against the Israelites, so-called Negroes to Native Americans. All right, and he said, you have heard it. He have heard all those things. He have heard those what mockery you have done. Go to verse 13. It says, what? Thus with your mouth you have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me, and I have heard it. And how did Esau multiply his word against him? By whitewashing the scriptures and making fun of the Most High, saying that he's a white Caesar Borgia type of guy. That's making fun of the Most High. You're making fun of the Most High and the only begotten Son. All right, so that's another proof of the Edomites boasting against YAHAWASHI. Verse 14 says this: thus said the Lord YAHAWASHI, when the whole earth rejoice, I will make thee desolate. And that's what's going to come past the Edomites. They're going to be literally desolate, wiped away, damn near non-existent in the future. So yeah, the Lord was edified by his lesson. Who are the Edomites and what's going to happen to them in the future? And that's really it of this lesson. So shalom. All praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, QADASH for giving me spirit of this lesson. I want to give double honors to the apostle GREATMILLSTONE for teaching the truth by using precepts upon precepts and line upon line. Shalom.